Alright. Back to Cinderella phenomenon. You know, I want to do all the other routes. I don't know. I mean, I guess one way to play a visual novel is just to do, like, because we did the Rod route, and then we can just call it that, you know? We could call that a playthrough. But I don't know. I'm a little intrigued. I want to see, like, what the other routes are, and, you know, again, there's all, like, 2 locked routes that don't get unlocked until later on, once we do, I guess, one more route technically, but I also want to do the other route as well. I don't know. I just want to do all the routes. Why not? You know? And I've noticed actually, yeah, I mean, well, I guess it's kind of obvious when you think about it, but like, yeah, you see all these pictures here, you see Rod there, you see Lucette here, obviously she has the glass slipper symbol here because her curse is Cinderella, and Rod's curse was like the little mermaid, you know, so that's why it's the seashell and everything, right? Obviously, well, I don't know, I believe either this one or this one is referring to the Neverland curse, I guess. I don't know, I assume this one is the, what's his face? Playboy, I forgot, Rumpelstiltskin, right. I assume? I don't know how this is related to Rumpelstiltskin. It looks like a Saint Quartz, I don't know. It's like a string? String, well, I was gonna say Rapunzel? No, that's not right. Rapunzel's hair, not string. I don't know, I just think like string, rope, Rapunzel, I don't know. But, yeah, I guess we're gonna do the next route, and according to the Steam page, the next, like, order, you should, you know, you don't have to, but it's recommended, you need to go through in order is Karma. I'm gonna try, you know, just go through Karma's route now, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, like, time travel, I guess, all the way back. There's a lot of saves. I'm back here. And I guess I don't think we need to go back all the way in the beginning, as far as I know. We did because there's certain points where you get a little like indicator, like bing, you know, indicator that says that you did the right thing, and we did get that actually in the beginning. Like we know, remember, you go left or right, but I don't think it's all that important actually. As far as I know, again, I don't know. Maybe there is like a change or something. I don't know, but I think we can just like, you know, go back around like, yeah, around, I guess here. Which one is it? I don't know. I can't remember. This one? Because there's a part where we have to choose a partner, right? Oh, these are questions. Never mind. I don't think it's this one, actually. Well, that's fine. I'll just... Actually, I have no questions. I have no questions. Get my life back. Easier said than done. Let me just, like... Whoop. So yeah, we're back to being a peasant. We have the curse, meet the characters. In fact, I just do that. Just skip to the next choice. I could always do that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I guess. Okay, so I was gonna choose this one because I thought this was like during the Rod route, but actually, I guess I don't know. You hate me. You have no right to start acting like the victim now. Well, you're back to being square one. You know, in another timeline, we totally get together, but I guess not this time. Which is a bit tragic, actually, when you think about it. Isn't Rod gonna just, like, you know, snap out of existence in that case? If he doesn't find love, especially if we're not gonna, like, Lucette is not gonna, like, be his lover anymore in a different timeline, then, well, everyone's happy. Well, not for long, once he, like, again, dies, I guess. Oh well. Oh well! Can't save them all, because I wonder what happens to the other guys if we don't, you know, go through their routes and everything. And actually, let me fast forward even more. Maybe I picked it too early. Let's see, because this is raw. It's like, yeah, I'll just go here, yeah. Because there is like a little, yeah, these little scenes you can do before you start the route proper. I kind of want to see, because before we just pick Rod, you know, just try to meet up with him every time. But let's get Karma's scenes now. You know, he cross-dresses, I guess. I don't know his story, so let's see. I find Karma sitting quietly at the bar. I thought he was a picture of elegance when I saw him at the toy shop, but he's really just conceited. I walk over to where he is. Oh, Princess Lucette, you look stunning as always in your work clothing. He's a little narcissistic, I guess, as far as we know, you know, from his little interactions with the other people. You must be mocking me, but it does not matter. I'm here because I want you to teach me about goodness. Not even a compliment in return. I'm rather offended. Relax, princess. I'm just teasing you, wink. I noticed. Now can you answer my question? Princess, you do so wound me. This is going nowhere. Maybe I should have asked someone else. Princess, wait. You made the right decision coming to me for help, I assure you. The best people, princess, look beautiful. The way you look outside has to match what you have inside. Well, how is that supposed to help me? Are you implying that I'm not beautiful? Well, you mean, in a meta way, don't you know that all heroes are pretty much like Hollywood actors, you know? At least in terms like beauty, or conventional beauty anyway. Pretty much, almost always, the good guys are just very good looking. But I guess it depends. Sometimes, you know, maybe the bad guys look very good looking. But usually, you know, a typical like good versus evil, you know, the good guys are like, you know, again, like handsome or pretty or whatever. The bad guys are just ugly monsters, right? It's almost always the case, at least in a traditional good versus evil kind of story. But then again, when you think about it, in anime, you know, you can also just make everyone like a be shonen or be shoujo, you know, everyone just beautiful, be beautiful. I don't know. Are you implying I'm not beautiful? Of course not. I only suggest that you smile more often. Smiling will not help me accomplish my good deed. Smiling has nothing to do with beauty. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's not true at all. People who are beautiful smile all the time. Like myself. He's not helping at all. Don't give me that look, darling. A real smile lifts the heart and takes stress off the mind. And, well, in order to be good or to do good, you must first change yourself. Make yourself more beautiful on the outside and the inside. I really don't know why I came to him for advice. What did I expect from such a flamboyant man? Yes, as shallow as a puddle of water. I don't know. I mean, again, he's a little narcissistic, but when he says like beautiful on the inside as well, I mean, maybe a little bit more to him than we think. Because he also means, you know, like again, you'd be beautiful on the outside, as in like physical beauty, but you also need to be like a good person on the inside, I guess, you know, in a weird way. Kind of makes sense, maybe. Okay. I think we already saw this scene, so we can skip it. Skip. Okay, and then we get to... I think we like do it 2 times before we actually start the route. We just, you know, go to the character. Well, again, Karma, because I'm gonna do the Karma route. I find Karma at sitting at one of the tables, looking out a window. You're being quiet today. What a rare sight. Oh, princess. Why would you be so surprised to see me? Oh, he would say, oh, princess. Because it's an honor every time you visit me. Have you come for my advice? I want you to tell me how to do a good deed. My, so straightforward. What is he talking about? It's really simple. You just do something without strings attached. No strings attached? Yes, you do something for someone without asking them to pay you back. Well, it's hard to wrap my head around doing such a thing. Why would I do something without needing to? You know, that's like being a good Samaritan, I guess. Have you done such a thing for someone before? Of course I have, princess. Well, that was a long pause. It was only a thoughtful one. Right. I wonder why. Is that all? I believe so. That tidbit of wisdom ought to serve you well. A month has passed and we didn't do anything because, I don't know, we can't do good. That's impossible. Okay, so these 2 are still locked. We're gonna do the Karma round. And there's, I guess, Rumpel is gonna be next, but, well, let's just do Karma for now. Okay, so the different round. I wonder how much changes. I assume a lot because we don't go to the castle, I assume. Unless, I don't know, somehow we do? I don't know, let's see. I decide to go search for Karma as soon as I am done with Mr. Broom. Is it Mr. Broom? That's the name. Or as soon as it's done with me. He should be sitting at the bar or at a table. I find him at the usual table, talking to Waltz, who has his hands on the box. Why, if it isn't the princess? Lovely morning, isn't it? It's the same as any other. Nonsense. Every morning brings new opportunities, right, Waltz? I guess so. Every day is another chance for a good deed, princess. Right. I mean, these two are, like initially I thought they were friends, but sometimes they argue. Maybe in like a, friendly kind of rivalry kind of way, I don't know. Sometimes they argue, but I guess they were still like friends. No clever comments today, princess. I do so enjoy them. Well, maybe coming to Karma was a bad idea. I would love to stay and offer advice, but Walt and I better be off. We do have work to do. You mean that you're gonna put me to work? Work? Parfait asked us to bring some provisions for the tavern. She asked us, but in the end it'll be me carrying everything. Making a little kid carry everything. Again, even though we do know that he's like an adult, but he's still stuck in a child's body, right? So, I don't know. Does she insult him? Let's see. You make a lady carry everything. Karma suddenly stops and whirls to look at me with wide eyes. Oh. I cannot say that I like the glimmer in his eyes. How would you like to help Princess Lucette? I'm sure this will count as one of your good deeds. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Oh, Waltz, you're no fun. Hoping Karma carry things does not sound pleasant, but I'll go. Truly? Oh my, Waltz, it seems I will not be able to require your assistance today. Princess, are you sure? Perhaps this might be considered good. Besides, I'll finally get to leave this place for the first time since I've been here. I am sure. Okay. Take good care of the princess, Karma. Okay. I guess we're not gonna bring Waltz as well? We're just gonna be Karma and us? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Of course. At least in the sense of we're hanging out, because I feel like this is just an excuse to hang out, For the rest of the day, Karma takes me to different shops around the town, reading off a long list and giving me the coins to buy things. I noticed that the townspeople treat me nicely when the two of us are together. I do not understand why everyone likes Miss Karma so much, but maybe it's because they do not really know him. We stop in the middle of the town and sit at a small cafe on the outskirts to take a break. Miss Karma is still the picture of elegance. Why do you dress like a woman? This is a straightforward question. Darling, not so loud. Why is this even a secret? It's related to my curse. I mentioned that before, didn't I? Okay. What was your curse again? Karma was one of the only people at the tavern who did not share what his curse was. Well, is knowing my curse even so important? You know what my curse is, so tell me what's yours. You dragged me around town to help carry your things. But princess, those weren't even my things. They weren't mine either. Okay, I will tell you, though it is very sad. I do not think a curse is meant to be a happy thing. I have the beauty's curse. It is what forces people to fall in love with me every time they see my handsome face. Is that really a curse? It does not seem awful at all. Is he lying, or is he teasing us? I don't know. Or is that true? Terrible, isn't it? No, but maybe, actually. Actually, when Beauty, like Beauty and the Beast? No, is that Disney? I don't know. Shit, I don't know. I don't know my fairy tales. The only fairy tales I know is because of Disney, obviously, because, Disney is everywhere. I'm gonna be honest, but I think it can be terrible, actually, when you think about it. If everyone loves you, sometimes it's a little suffocating, right? Like being a celebrity, right? Obviously, it's great to be a celebrity, but at the same time, you get, weird people who want to, monopolize your time all, like every day or something, So you gotta, be fair and not, play favorites, at least in public, that sort of thing, whatever. It can be very detrimental to someone's health to have all that attention all the time, I don't know. Lucette, initially, I'm gonna, be Lucette. I'm gonna be Lucette. So Lucette would probably say it's not that terrible. Because she doesn't really know, right? She wouldn't know. Because technically everyone hates her. She's the opposite. So she wouldn't know what it feels like to have all that attention in the first place. Yeah, it's not the best thing. It depends. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be Lucette. I do not think it's that terrible. You can work around it. You have your disguise. Yes, I suppose I do, don't I? People loving you isn't such a bad thing, is it? Everyone loves Miss Karma. Meanwhile, I cannot even get my father to look in my direction. I prefer a person to love me as I am, not because they're compelled to because of a curse. Well, I guess there's that too. I can feel his eyes on me. I refuse to look at him, thinking that his gaze must be filled with judgment. Princess, are you okay? Why wouldn't I be? You look a little lost in thought. I'm fine. Still, it feels like I'm missing something. Is that really the entirety of his curse? Yeah, Beauty... Again, Beauty and the Beast. Is that fairy tale? I don't remember if that's a fairy tale. Because that's the first thing that comes to mind when he says beauty. I don't know. We'll see. But don't people fall in love with you when you're a woman as well? No, princess. That love is admiration or appreciation. Sometimes lust. And when you're a man... They swarm to me, like moths to light, and become suffocating. Whom does it affect? The curse only affects women. It's the condition of the curse that they be a woman and I be a man. It's part of the fairy tale. Okay, so I thought he was like teasing us, but actually it is true. So I guess that's why he's dressing as a woman. You know, what happens if the woman, isn't, into men, maybe that's a thing later on. Which fairy tale? The one with... Oh, Karma suddenly stands up and points at a man selling red apple-like candies. He pulls me over, insisting that we try one. Yeah, that's what you've been wanting to do? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it touches on. We'll see, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe. That'll be an interesting scenario, though. I guess, like statistically, most people are like straight, so that's why it works for the most part. But, if there was an exception, there... could be a woman that loves women, and they will probably be affected by a curse, maybe? I don't know. Then again, the curse did say that his curse is specifically that he be a man. So I don't know how it works. I try to bring up the subject of the curse again, but no avail. Magic doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense sometimes. It's just magic. Karma somehow manages to be distracted for the rest of the day, and is able to effectively dodge my questions. Is Karma hiding something from me? Why would he? I thought pairing up meant helping each other break our curses. Does he not want to break his curse? Another person that doesn't want to break their curse? Again, we're gonna do this all over again. Yeah, it is a different scenario though, so... Oh, thank you so much, Lucette. We are in dire need of these supplies. I supervised her well, didn't I? Of course, dear. He did not do anything. Princess, you wound me. It's the truth. But we had that nice talk. You avoided half my questions. Karma lets out an exasperated sigh that becomes a very forced yawn. I'm going to bed. Today has been a tiring day. Please excuse me, darlings. Sleep well. Sleep well, Karma. Karma walks away, leaving me alone with Parfait. He's not so bad, I do not know why I agreed to work with him. I'll give him a chance, Lucette. I did not get a single good deed today. It's not just about the act, but about the intentions. Did Karma just use me then? I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Tonight I will rethink my partnership. Not too bad, we're on the Karma route. We can't rethink it. I barely sleep that night. When I wake up the next day, my body is sore from carrying supplies around town yesterday. The more I think about Karma, the more my anger boils inside of me. How could I have not gotten a good deed yesterday? I decide to find him first thing in the morning. I see him at his usual table, once again staring out the window. A dark aura seems to surround him, and I notice that no one is sitting with him today. Karma. He keeps staring outside, and his eyes are glassy. Karma. Oh, a princess. Good morning. It is far from a good morning. I did not sleep at all last night. Oh, what a shame. Zannen desu. His voice is surprisingly cold, his tone rather dismissive. I was too busy thinking about yesterday. You told me that helping you would maybe help me complete my good deed. I point at my necklace, which hasn't changed at all since I received it. Do you see? Not another piece. You get pieces added to your glass slipper. That's charming. I was thinking that pairing up with you was a bad idea. Princess, did you just say that you were paired up with me? I did. You must have known. Oh my, I assumed that you just wanted to help me. I didn't know you were pairing up with anyone. Oh, that's right, I never told him directly I wanted to partner up. Should I have? Probably. Probably. Well, it does not matter what I say anymore, because I do not think you can help me. Princess, I can't help you do a good deed. You have to do them on your own. I can present you with opportunities, though. Opportunities? We start first by thawing the ice around your heart. So even Karma's calling me the Ice Princess? At least I speak my mind, I don't pretend to be someone I'm not. And I do not promise things I cannot deliver either. Princess, I do believe you misinterpreted my words yesterday. That is not my fault. Patience is a virtue. Now if you could, I would like some time alone. I did not sleep well yesterday either. Didn't sleep well? Oh dear, that makes all three of us. Okay, who's this? And it's... Oh, it's you. I turn around and I see Rumpo appear at the front door. He strides toward the table with a confident grin on his face and then takes another seat. Karma lets out a sigh. Foul man, what are you doing here? You flirt with a man once and he hates you, is that it? You flirt with a man and then you insult him unnecessarily. Oh, I thought that was all in good fun. Something about the expression of Rumpo's face tells me that it's not true at all. Are they always going to be at each other's throats now? What are you doing here, Rumpo? I couldn't help but overhear that you're looking for a partner, Princess. I thought I might offer my assistance, since I know that I can make you far happier than this fool over here. Would you like me to hit you again? What is the problem, sir? I only came to provide assistance where you could not. I accidentally pressed the mouse wheel. Rumpo turns to me, grabs my hand, and winks at me. What do you say, Princess? We could be wonderful partners, and in no time at all, I swear I could have your heart aflutter. Not this route. I mean, I have to go through your route, I guess. Later, but... well, before I can slap his hand away, Karma slaps him instead. Okay. I cannot help the surprise on my face. Would you like another slap? I'm in no mood for pleasantries today. I don't know how I ever mistook you for a lady. You're the most brutish man here. Slap again. A slap for each cheek, darling. Would you like a third? Rumpo stands abruptly from the table and glares at Karma. Yeah, I guess Karma's not a morning person. I can almost see electricity bouncing between the two of them as they stare over my head at each other. Oh, it's like, anime electricity. Zzz. I see Jurian walking towards us with a stern look on her face. I would never hurt a person unnecessarily. I don't resort to violence. My, then that gives me all the openings I need. Slap him again. I mean, that sounds like, I don't know. I feel like they're both... I mean, Rumpo, yeah, I guess he was a bit too forward there, but you didn't have to slap him, but I don't know. That would be funny if we slap him again. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Rumpo. You're too, like... You're too... I don't know. Not aggressive, but like, I don't know what the word is, but, you invade my personal space too much, so I'm just gonna slap you again. I lean forward to slap Rumpo from his blind spot. Ow! Both of the men turn to stare at me. I look at the red spot I left on Rumpo's cheek and wince. I don't think I ever slap a person for anyone else before. And also, he was insulting Karma as well. That's not very nice. It's not being just because you feel like you were like deceived. I guess it's your fault. Why are you insulting Karma, right? So I think he deserves a slap. In the face. My chest feels slightly heavy. Princess? You're being ridiculous. I have told you many times I do not appreciate your flirting, and Karma doesn't either. Such a persistent man needs to be slapped a few times. Rumpo puts a hand to his cheek and stares at me, distraught. You deserve that. Alright, what's happening over here? Jurian comes to stand in front of us, her expression stern. Please help us, Saber. Even though, she's probably, the only thing that really resembles Saber is the fact that, she's like a warrior type, has blonde hair. Otherwise, though, I guess Saber has more like a ponytail. Well, not really a ponytail, like a braided ponytail-ish kind of thing. Actually, I don't know what you call that hairstyle. I don't know. Anyway, I just think that, she just reminds me of Saber. Anyway. Nothing. I was just showing myself out. Excuse me. Okay. Rumpo, that was awkward. Okay, bye-bye. Rumpo leaves, and I'm alone with Karma. He slumps back down into his chair. After making sure that he won't do anything rash again, Jurian leaves us. Okay, bye-bye, Jurian. I leave Karma sitting there by himself and return to the front of the tavern, where Anise has more chores waiting for me. Today I have to work as a server, which is still better than working with Mr. Broom. The usual people are at the tavern, and I overhear conversations as I work. At one point, Garland walks over to the bar, and Anise serves him a drink. He looks sullen, and I watch him curiously for a few moments. Then I notice that he's staring at Jurian, who is talking sternly to two drunken men continuously clacking their bottles together at a table. If you make too much of a scene here, you're going to bother the other customers. But the same people here all the time, eh? We're not bound anyone on. Garland looks so agitated. What's wrong with him? Probably because he doesn't like this scene. Doesn't like the fact that these people being rude to his girlfriend, maybe, or I don't know, at least important person, I assume. I will not stand to have you call me that again. Loosen up, woman. You may have been a night of the past before, but you got those... I don't know. Garland stands up, and I can see silent anger in his eyes. A few people at the bar look at him with worry. I may have no title, but I still demand respect. No, actually, yeah, no, she does have a ponytail. I don't know. I saw that before. She did have a ponytail. I guess I didn't know this when she came in again, but I forgot that she did have a ponytail. Oh. So again, she really does look like Saber. I don't know. Except, I guess the only difference is the eyes, the eyes are different. Sir Garland, are you okay? He looks back at us, almost like he's coming out of a trance. I'm fine. Sorry about that, ladies. He sits back down, glancing once more at Jurian as she continues speaking to the men. They glance at Garland warily, their expressions more somber. Why was he acting that way? Garland's usually more composed. Well, I assume he's protective, Overly protective, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is. I assume something important, something close. Being knights and all. That probably stood up, they stood up, I remember, they stood up to Outcaster and everything. They probably, stuck to their initial accusation together, and, they both took the blame together, so they both took the fall, got kicked out. Anyway. Princess, is something on your mind? No. I brush off thoughts of what just transpired from my mind as I return to my work. Hours go by, and my body protests to all of the leaning I have to do. Even though I had to carry a lot around town yesterday, it was nice to be out for a while. Well, maybe I'm better off helping him just to avoid the chores in here. At least that stops me from being worked to the bone. Oh, Princess, you're doing very well today. I always perform like this. But today, you're delivering everything really quickly. Do you mean to say that I don't perform well on other days? No, Princess. I only mean to say that today your performance is even better than normal. Is that supposed to be a compliment? I walk away from Anise, who stares after me sadly. If she wanted to give me a compliment, she could have said something that wasn't so backhanded. I don't know. I mean, I assume she meant that, like, earnestly, but, is, Lucette, misinterpreting everything as an insult? Maybe. As the tavern clears for the day, I finally have time to sit down and relax. As I'm sitting there, Waltz pulls out a chair and sits in front of me. Okay. Hello, Princess. I heard from my niece that you were excellent at your job today. Congratulations on improving. Princess? So you're mocking me now, too? Princess, I think you're taking things too seriously. The intention of a compliment is to, well, compliment someone. I'm not making fun of you. You're implying that I'm not normally as good as this. We never said you were good at this, only that you were better today. Well, let me give you an example. I put on puppet shows for kids. Sometimes the children come to me and say the show was even better than usual. So the children are telling you that your shows aren't normally satisfactory. Not at all. The children always smile, regardless of whether they really like the show. As long as you're trying your best, that's all that matters. The people on the bar are always smiling when you deliver food to them, aren't they? No. No one likes me here. Or maybe if you smile, they would smile back. Work on your customer service skills. I'm not going to smile for any of them. I do not owe them anything. Well, if you want to get your tip, you don't need to owe anyone a smile. Any smile that isn't owed is fake. Princess, I'm leaving, Walt. I want some time to myself. I walk upstairs to my bedroom, pointedly ignoring the look of sadness on Walt's face. I have been sleeplessly laying in my bed for hours. Sometimes I hear the sounds of people walking through the hallway. Who would be up at this time of night? I need to leave and get some fresh air. It is eerily quiet at night. I stop when I hear faint sounds coming from outside. Was that like sword fighting, maybe? I don't know. What is that? Remain inside or go outside, in any kind of like, not even just a visual novel, but any kind of like game. If they give you an option to be proactive and check out the thing that made the weird noise, obviously you go. You don't just not go. Crazy. Well, I did say I need some fresh air. No point in backing out now. I walk to the front door. A princess? I turn and see Dolora looking at me with amusement flickering in her eyes. Princess, what are you doing? Getting some fresh air. It's dangerous out at night, You can't just keep me inside like some caged bird. I didn't say you had to stay inside. I said it was dangerous. You might need to get your ears checked. And there won't be any problem with me going out right now. Princess, you only hear what you want to hear. You can't go outside without an escort. I'm not going to go too far. Before Dolora can stop me, I walk out the front door and head in the direction of the sounds. You must be the most disobedient princess I've ever met. And you must be the most annoying witch. Dolora lets out an undignified snort as she catches up to me. Fine then, we'll go on this little night stroll together. Alright. Dolora and I eventually find ourselves in the forest. Those sounds. It sounds like metal against metal. Well, I guess with you being partnered with Karma, you will find out eventually. Excuse me. I get the answer to my question when we walk through the trees and come into a clearing. I finally see where the sounds are coming from. Ah. Oh, okay. He's training with Garland. That's what it is. Two men standing in the clearing, swords clashing. One of the men is Garland, who is posed with his sword. It takes me a moment to realize that the other is Karma, who isn't in the dress. So it was he who was with Waltz that night. Neither he nor Garland noticed it at first. I mean, kind of obvious. Did you not notice that, in the very beginning? Princess, you're staring. Of course I am. What is all of this? A practice session. Karma is a very talented swordsman, and he practices at night with either Jurian or Garland, depending on who is not on patrol. Karma can use a sword that well. The king told me once that only knights could have such skill. I mean, yeah, I mean, technically, at least, in real life, not a lot of people actually train to use a sword. Having, like, training to use a sword was actually, for one, it was like, at least in medieval times anyway, swords are pretty expensive, at least a traditional, like, knightly sword. So not a lot of people spend the time to actually learn how to use a sword because you wouldn't be in a situation where you would fight someone with a sword. At least in medieval times, if you were like a peasant, like in the lower classes, if anything, like if any kind of like martial skill, you would learn how to use a spear because a spear, like a pointy stick, would probably be more available than an actual sword, which you would only use sometimes, in like a civilian situation, not in war. In war you would use like a spear usually, or something like that, I guess, or at least maybe like a bow as well if you don't want to learn like how to use a bow. But really, only like only nobles would usually learn how to use a sword, at least in real life anyway. Just who is Karma? Just who is Karma? Oh, if it isn't the princess. His voice is nothing like the feminine voice I always hear from him. Okay, he's not using his feminine voice, I guess. Karma actually sounds like a man. I notice him looking at me in between his strikes with a low smile. How does he remain so composed and steady with a distraction? I don't know. He looks more feminine here. I don't know. He's supposed to be in his, like, masculine, I guess, identity, but, like, he looks actually more feminine, ironically. I don't know. Because his lips are very feminine, I don't know. Anyway. How does he remain so composed and steady with a distraction? Princess? Karma quickly finds an opening in Garland's hesitant stance, and then pins him to the ground with his sword, still smiling. Not to be distracted is to die, Garland. I know. The ability to see distractions and put them in the back of your mind is one every knight should hone. You must know everything that is happening around you, but only deal with the pertinent things. Yes, sir. Okay, so it seems Karma is the more skillful swordsman. Karma straightens, sword in hand. Moments later, Garland stumbles to his feet and gives an obedient bow. Karma nods at him before sheathing his sword. And also, the sound of, by the way, just another weird thing, because, swords and stuff, I was talking about that. I also learned that, the sound of sheathing a sword usually doesn't sound like that. You heard the sound effect right now, like the metal screeching against metal. Doesn't sound like that usually. Because the sheath is usually just leather or wood. I think, leather. I don't know why I say wood. Is it wood? No, probably not wood, but like leather, usually. And so it wouldn't sound like that. It would sound more like muffled, It wouldn't sound like literally like metal screeching against metal. But I guess, a lot of movies and media use that sound effect, so that's what we associate sheathing a sword with, Similar to how, like, horses, when they, like, the sounds of, like, horse hooves hitting the ground would sound like coconuts hitting against, like, a coconut or whatever, like on radio anyway. So that's what people expect now, even though that's actually not the real sound effect. Just like a little weird thing. Anyway. A slow melancholy begins to creep into my heart. For some reason, seeing this sword practice makes me nostalgic, though I'm not sure why. What are you practicing for? To protect, princess. Knowing the sword is the same as knowing the shield. It's a means to protect. To protect. I think I remember having this kind of conversation with him before. Flashback. I can never figure out how to counter an opponent with their mere inches from my face. My commander called that one the enemy's kiss, a standoff where your eyes lock into your opponents because of the proximity. The best way to counter that is to feint the sword in the opposite direction. It throws your opponent off because they're not looking. Well, that makes sense. But the enemy's kiss, what a name. It seems so dramatic for a sword move, doesn't it? Swordplay is dramatic though, isn't it? Isn't the most effective swordplay not meant to be flashy? That is true, actually. Again, like, you're not supposed to... again, I don't know, because swords keep... swords. It just reminds me of, like, just various little things about swords, but, like, yeah, in, like, movies and everything, people always do these weird acrobatics, like Star Wars, like Jedi lightsaber fights, especially in the prequels. They all do all these, like, fancy moves, but really... In real life, you don't do that. You just hit them. You don't do all this fancy stuff. You just hit them as fast as you can, you know, as efficiently as possible. So it doesn't actually look all that cool, you know. Actually using a sword to murder someone. Well, Princess, I didn't notice you there. Good morning, Princess. Well, the most effective swordplay cannot be predicted. The commander says it needs to be robust and quick. Sometimes a swordplay can look like dancing though, which is why some think that professionals are flashy. That seems unnecessary. Everyone has their own methods, their own skills. All of us knights fight for different reasons as well. Isn't it to protect all of us in the palace? Well, yes, but we protect everyone in the castle for different reasons, Princess. The knights protect for different reasons. And also, is the music too loud? I feel like the music's too loud sometimes, I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't know. The knight protects us for different reasons. Not just because of duty. I turned to Karma. But Karma, you are not a knight. No, I am most definitely not. But since Garland and Jurian begged me to teach them, I've somehow become their mentor. There's no way Garland and Jurian would do that. After all, both of them were the best knights in Angel before they were stripped of their titles. Karma actually speaks the truth. Jurian and I really did have to get down on our knees and beg for him to instruct us. What? Is Karma really so talented? So you're finally impressed with me. What do you think, Princess? I'm the picture of elegance in this outfit, aren't I? You know, I don't know why you and Rumple fight so often. You really are very similar. Yeah, kinda. I mean, the only difference is that he doesn't, you know, explicitly flirt with everyone. Don't compare me to that fool. He has no class. Well, just because you come from different backgrounds doesn't mean he's less class. Or he has less class. So the reason you're so tired today is because you do these practices at night? I suppose I've been caught red-handed. Why does this have to be a secret? Does it have to do with Karma's curse? But he's not in his disguise now. He could have been working on breaking our curses today, but no. You decided that staying up late into the night and practicing was more important. That was probably why you were grumpy this morning. Well, our protection is vital, don't you think? Garland, you were at the palace. How is it that Karma possesses more skill with the sword than you? Princess. Karma is special, Princess. He's more talented with the sword than a lot of other people. And I do pride myself on being a splendid instructor. But never fear, Princess. I will help you dispel your curse. After all, you did just suggest that we were still partners. Can he really help me with my curse? But how will he do that by just presenting opportunities? We'll try again, darling. But for now, Garland and I have some more work to do. This time, Garland, do not lose focus. Yes, sir. The sound of swords carries through the night air, and for a long while, I stand with Delora watching the two men fight. Karma chides, or is that a word? Chides? Chides Garland often, telling him that his concentration is waning. Karma is a good swordsman, perhaps even better than the palace knights. His nimble swordplay repeats again and again in my head, even when I return to the tavern for the night. I was wondering, does Lucette know any swordplay? Maybe not. He was like, you know, explicitly trained to be a princess, not like a princess knight. I don't know. That would be cool though. Knight princess. Lucette, I've told you before that the knights are an unruly bunch. Mother, they're so much fun to watch. They're dangerous, Lucette. Any person with a sword has the potential to use it on you. But Father says that those knights are supposed to protect me. That they are, as that is their order. But as people, they may not be so good, Lucette. Yeah, I mean, kinda true. You know, just looking at Alcaster, ironically, because even though Alcaster was loyal to our mother, not so good. The king has told you that the knights are meant to use swords to protect you, but you cannot trust them completely. Even though Father said they will help keep me safe. Sometimes the people we trust are the most deceitful, and a man with a sword has a weapon to use against you. No matter what he says, be wary that he can turn on you. Haven't I told you before that you should not trust people? But the knights are... Even knights can be treacherous, Lucette. Do not trust the man with a sword. He can be dangerous. Yes, mother, I understand. Yeah, don't trust Outcaster. Ironic. I don't know. Try to understand, my sweet. I only want you to be safe. Yes, I understand. Yes, mother. Chapter 4, girlfriends. I assume of like, karma maybe? I don't know. Jurian, if you don't come at me like you truly mean to stab me, you'll never land a hit. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay, I guess he's in his costume. Because, I don't know, does Jurian have a curse? Because I guess if Jurian doesn't have the curse on her, then she would be affected maybe, actually be attracted to, him in his, male form, I guess, I don't know. It's been about 2 weeks since I first saw Karma here in the forest, practicing with Garland. I've come here every night since then, though I never stay long as Karma, since I actually have work to do in the mornings. Alright, here I come. Their two swords clash, and Karma laughs as he throws Jurian back and taps her lightly on the shoulder with his sword. That makes 4 hits. That one was easy. Is that the best you can do, Jurian? I notice that every time Karma practices with Jurian, he's in his Miss Karma disguise. He says it is because of the curse and because he does not want Jurian to fall in love with him. Yeah, I guess that confirms it. I guess. Well, isn't he being overdramatic? I doubt someone like Jurian can fall in love with Karma. I don't know, maybe. Anything is possible. Then again, I don't know how it works. Maybe she's she likes someone else. Maybe then she wouldn't be affected. I don't know. Be subtle and quiet. Garland tells me that you're usually good at that. I am, sir. Then why the exception today? Sir. Darling, it wouldn't wouldn't happen to be because of the way I'm dressed, would it? Are you still not used to it? Hit the nail on the head, have I? It's not very chivalrous to hurt a lady, of course, but that logic applies to men as well. An enemy is an enemy, Jurian. Even your enemy is a delicate flower like myself. Delicate flower. Jurian, you should hit it on the head for that. A princess. He's not delicate at all. Jurian laughs and I scowl at her. She's laughing at me. No, she's laughing with you, buddy. You and Karma seem to get along. I doubt it. Oh, princess, you wooed me. You always say that. You woo me where Jurian's blade cannot. Something flashes in Jurian's eyes as she readies her sword again. Karma stands ready as Jurian rushes in with her sword. Their swords clash again. I wonder. Karma, your back's open. Huh? Karma turns. Jurian taps him on the shoulder and laughs aloud. I did it! A single hit. It looks like you have a weakness too, Karma. Aha. No, it wasn't a weakness, it was a lack of sleep catching up with me. And why did he listen to me? He told Garland the other day that it was crucial to listen and watch the most important things. I got distracted. Alright, practice is over for now. I can see Garland coming for his practice. Karma walks to a corner to have a drink. I should probably head back to the tavern soon, but there's something I want to see first. On her way out, Jurian gives a solemn nod to Garland. She pauses to say something to him and then looks at me, noticing my vague curiosity. I was just mentioning what a good swordsman Karma is. I've seen him fight and Karma is a good swordsman. There's no doubt about it. Yet is practicing with him really so special? He is fast on his feet and quick with his reactions. He's an excellent person to train under, even better than most of the commanders in the palace. I can second that. Even better than Ross. Remember him? The first commander we trained under, the one that punished slow learning with extra exercises. You always had to do more exercise than I did, something about you being distracted. I was watching the way you swung your sword to make sure you didn't hurt yourself. Okay. Anyway, you've always been so overprotective. Well, Love you. Anyway, they both suddenly stop to look at Karma, who's smiling slyly on the side. Why does he have that look on his face? Well, that's a sign. We can't, that's a sign we can't keep the commander waiting. Garland shakes his head, his expression snapping back into something more serious. Right. The two exchange quick farewells before Jurian waves and steps out of the clearing, leaving Garland with Karma. I have to always have this cursor on the screen. Actually, can I, like, press the spacebar instead? I think I can. You're in a dress today. Yeah, I think I can press the spacebar instead. I don't know, does the cursor, like, go away if I just leave it? I don't know, anyway. Are you two really so opposed to hurting me when I'm in the dress? Are you worried about ruining it? No. It's just so strange. You move so well, even in a long dress. Well, you know, you think about like samurai, for example, always trained in like robes or, you know, what do you call it, like gi, I guess, or whatever. And they're kind of like like they're kind of like skirts or whatever. Not really, but you know, like having like a I don't know what you call it, but like I forget what you call it, but like, you know, like a long dress sort of thing. Was actually beneficial because it would help your hide your movements, you know, your legs, so you wouldn't see how the like how would you would step or whatever, so the opponents couldn't see where you would yeah, I guess moving towards, I guess, or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But I guess, you know, it had to be like very specifically made in such a way that it wouldn't hinder your, you know, combat ability, I guess. Anyway, I don't know. It's just so strange you move so well even in a long dress. But yes, the Jurian did mention almost stepping on it once. Impossible. I am the picture of elegance. Of course, sir. Karma shrugs Garland's comment off. The two ready their swords and get right into practice. Jurian has taken over Garland's patrol now so that Garland can get in some practice time. So, Garland, have you told Jurian yet? No. The conversation that Karma always has with Garland is the real reason I stay behind to watch them practice. I don't understand why Garland answers Karma's question if doing so makes him so depressed. Will you ever say anything to her, Garland? Why don't you just confess to her already? Okay, so everyone just knows. It's just that obvious. Karma lands an easy hit on Garland, who sighs in response. Whenever Garland thinks about Jurian, he gets distracted. I do not understand his feelings at all, but seeing him remain quiet frustrates me. Jurian is talented and poised. Poised? Is that right? The way he's posed? Posed. Is it posed or poised? I don't know. Poised. I could never be good enough for her. You'll never win a woman's heart if you don't compliment her looks as well, Garland. Well, she's pretty too. Beautiful, and then there's me. Are they both knights? Haven't they been trained together for a long time? Just say something to her. I can see why you wouldn't tell her. Just, yeah, whatever, just say something. Well, all you ever do is talk about her. Even Karma says your concentration is lacking because she's always on your mind. Yeah. So just tell her. If she doesn't like you back, then that's it. If she doesn't like me back. Confessions are hard, princess. Very tedious. You only say that because you're dramatic about everything. The very nature of love is dramatic, darling. But enough idle chatter, sir. Let us continue our training. I end up staying longer than I intended. By the time I consider returning to the tavern, Garland and Karma are wrapping up for the night. I have a question for Karma, so I'll wait until Garland leaves before I approach him. You're still here, princess? Were you seeking out alone time with me by chance? I have enough of that every day when we run errands. I just have a question for you. You always come to the right person. What can I do for you, Princess Lucette? You ask Garland the same question every time you train, and he always tells you that he cannot confess. Karma nods in acknowledgement, but his attention is on his sword. He inspects it very carefully before sheathing it. It frustrates me. You're frustrated? That look of his always annoys me. Oh my. It is annoying. Did you want to ask me why he won't confess because you're so frustrated? Yes. I suppose after almost 2 months I do know you a bit better. You do not know anything about me, and I do not know anything about karma either. Confessing isn't easy, dear Lucette. Surely you must realize that the possibility of rejection is a significant deterrent. It reminds me of Rod, I guess. Rod in Viorica as well. But if you never ask, you never get an answer, and the stress of worrying stays with you and ruins everything. Why are you staring at me? Is that the reason you're so blunt, Princess? Blunt? You are far more blunt than I am. Princess Lucette, you truly are amusing. You're as sharp as a nice blade. I am not amusing. That's a matter of opinion, darling. He really is insufferable. Yet I still come to him for advice. The scariest part of a confession is the possibility of a rejection. Can you imagine loving someone and then finding out that they don't feel the same way about you? Well, yes. My thoughts shift to the king. My chest tightens. Princess Lucette. Karma reaches out a hand to brush a strand of hair out of my face. I slap it away without realizing. He pulls his hand back with a gentle sigh. Oh, my apologies, Princess. No, I cannot imagine. No. Loving someone and finding out that they do not feel the same way. I always knew my father never loved me. My understanding is different from what Karma is referring to, though. Besides, I no longer hold any love in my heart for the king. I've already given hope on him. Okay, right. Interesting that she's referring to the king, as like love. I feel like Karma is referring to like romantic love, though. I don't know. It's a good thing that you haven't experienced a rejected love, Princess. It is one of the worst feelings. Karma asks to be alone, so I return to the tavern by myself that night. Okay, alright. Rejected love, I assume Karma has had that experience then in that case, For some reason. I don't know, because he's like a swordsman, I assume, he's always like, having elegance and class and, especially because he's a swordsman, I assume he's a knight. At the very least, from a knight from like a different, like country or something, maybe. I assume. I do not know why I agree to this when nothing changes. Today I'm once again out in town with Karma, running errands. Since we've been partners, he insisted on me coming with him every day. Why do you need a new dress? Because a lady needs all kinds of dresses in her closet. Variety is key when you want to make a good impression. Why would you want to make a good impression on people in a disguise? A disguise is meant to conceal you. It does not exist to be flaunted. Oh no, darling. I only wear the disguise to stop the curse from working on people. It's not really meant to conceal anything but the fact that I am a man. Being doted on by a married woman, or by a woman in love with another man, is especially troubling. Reminds me of Fate Zero. There is like something like that in Fate Zero where actually like someone does have like a curse on them where it kind of makes them do that actually. Makes like women like automatically fall in love with him and everything. Is the curse really that powerful? Karma leads me over to the dress store and our conversation pauses when he goes to the store owner to give the specifications for a new dress. When we leave, Karma suggests going someplace to reward me for all my hard work. You're treating me. Why wouldn't I, darling? You've been helping me for a while now. What is this feeling? Gratitude? Karma does owe me for everything that I've done for him, so why do I feel like this? Well, actually, I've heard, I don't know if it's a myth, but it's an old like psychology thing, or psychology trick, where the more favors you do for someone, the more attached you actually feel for them, ironically. Because you feel like, why am I doing these favors? Well, probably because I like them, or something like that. I don't know if it's a myth, but like I've heard that's kind of like a psychology trick, just asking you to do just small favors and they'll like you more or something. I don't know, something like that. It would be much easier for you to just help me carry bags. Oh, there. Let's buy one of those cupcakes. Karma cuts through my suggestion easily. Does he really dislike work so much that he'd rather pay me off for helping him? Karma takes me to a stand showcasing all kinds of cupcakes. There are some with colored frosting, others with fancy decorations. Some are especially eye-catching, like a bright blue cupcake decorated with little stars. Anyone catch your fancy, ladies? All of them, actually. Alas, I do not think eating them all will be good for my diet. What do you think, princess? We'll share one. I turn back to the cupcakes, which I realize are big enough to share between two people. Am I choosing one for myself or one that Karma would like? I guess he is treating me, but... Two cupcakes catch my eye. One has a little tiny creature sitting on top of the frosting. It seems to be a little lizard of sorts, though it is strange the colors remind me of Karma's dress. The other cupcake is decorated with little white chocolate pearls. Those pearls are small and somehow... cute. But Karma might like the other cupcake? You know what? I want the one with pearls. The lizard one? That's weird. Give me the pearls. I'll have that one. Princess, I didn't know you liked such cute things. That's precious, darling. I hope he doesn't tease me about this later. Let's go enjoy this somewhere else, shall we? You know, I haven't been getting any right choices, the right choice indicator, so probably get the bad end. But we'll see, I guess.